In this video here, I'm just going to quickly walk you through how we push products active as well as what we do for white designs. Because with white designs, we want to make sure that people can't buy a white design on a white shirt or a white sweatshirt just because for some reason we've had a problem with people doing that even though it's obviously a white design. So I will go ahead and show you. So basically what you'll do is, I think probably the easiest way is just do this at the end of your shift. But you can kind of decide that kind of once you get going on it, you kind of figure out what works best for you. So so basically I'm going to go ahead and just edit. I'll show you how to do that I'll do a couple sweatshirts, then I'll do that for a couple t-shirts. So I'll go ahead and do two of these right here. So what you would do is you would select them and then you would edit the two listings. And I typically like to just quickly double check, make sure that the SKUs are there. So yep, the SKUs are there. And yes, so see, it looks like that they've so basically the first thing that I will do is I will go to variations and I will do this. So this order is very important that you do this, just because if you do it a different order, then it's a lot of times they'll delete the SKUs and you'll have to redo it. So what you do is so we have what's called a profile, right? So a profile is it basically just, we have different stuff set for sweatshirt and t-shirt. And what it does is it just helps us track, it helps us monitor inventory. So if something is sold out, then it won't show up. So for example, we haven't started carrying military green yet, for example. And it shows up right now because it's not been assigned to a profile yet. But once it's assigned to a profile, this won't show up. So you'll go back to variations, like I said, you'll do choose profile, then you'll do sweatshirts, okay? And then you press apply. And then, so it's very important that you only do sweatshirts or you only do t-shirts when you're assigned a profile. Because if you do a sweatshirt and a t-shirt, for example, and then you assign sweatshirt profile, then the sweatshirt or the t-shirt will have the sweatshirt like colors, and long story, but it just won't work. So just make sure you only do sweatshirts or you only do t-shirts. Then the next thing is, this one here is a white design, okay? It can't show up on a white garment. So what I will do is I will go to visibility right here. So you go, instead of variations, you go to visibility, and then you see that, hey, these here are white, okay? And you can see that now for example, like the light blue is not showing up and the military green's not showing up because I added it to the profile. But the whites we don't want to show up either because it's a white design. So what I will do is I will just turn these off right here. Just only the whites. So it goes down all the way to the unisex extra large. Then you will just simply make sure that they're like that. This is important. Don't recheck this box. This one here is still checked, which that's okay. But this one here, do not recheck it because for some reason it's just a glitch in Vela. If you recheck it, it'll delete the SKUs. Then you press save. And then it will just take a second to save. And then you will, and then the next thing is you'll go and you will check the SKUs to make sure that nothing was deleted. So as you can see, the whites here, so you'll double check, make sure that the whites aren't showing up and that nothing was deleted. Because, I mean, you can see that, and like you can see here, for example, that as I showed you before, we don't carry military green yet. And here, it's not showing up. So that's, so if you're ever not sure if you assigned it to a profile, you could always just check and see about something like that. So then the next thing I'll do is then, now that these have been done, so I'll go back. So it's Nature's Our Family and Stay Positive sweatshirt. So I did these on page 2 just to not interfere with your work on page 1. Let's see. Nature is our family and stay positive. So then what you'll do is you'll press this and you will press publish. And you will press publish. And then you'll wait for it to publish. And once it publishes, you'll go check the active products to make sure. So you see it says 171 right now. Once they publish, it should say 173. And you will just, it'll bring you there. So you'll just make sure that they are showing up properly at the top and that the SKUs weren't deleted. And yeah, so we're going to have you pay really close attention to the fact that they are being pushed active and that the SKUs aren't being deleted, just because there has been a little bit of a weird glitch on Vela for 3Peak that have been, one, deleting SKUs and two, not pushing them active for one reason or another. So here it went from 171 to 173, and you see these two products at the very top. So I'll just go ahead and edit these two just to make sure that the SKUs are still there. You'll go to SKUs, and this one here, it looks, it's right. And then this one here, perfect. See, the whites aren't showing up, but everything below is showing up. That should be there. So those are both good, and they're active now. I'll go ahead and show you one example really quick of t-shirts, and it's pretty much the exact same thing. So again, so I'll go ahead to, I'll just do page 2 to show you how. So you may find it easier just to do, batches of the same color. So for example, if you just want to do like You Matter with Stay Positive, just they're both white designs. So sometimes that's easier, but again, it doesn't really matter, kind of whatever you think. So you'll go to edit and then quickly go and check the SKU. The SKUs, they're not deleted. I will go to variations. They'll make sure that they're both checked. Choose profile. This is t-shirts. And then I press apply. And then I go to visibility. I turn off the whites. And again, just a little different just because they're t-shirts, but there's pretty much the exact same process. Large and extra large. And then I'll do the same thing for this one down here. Large, extra large. Perfect. And then I will just save. And then once it saves, I will just go to SKU. See, perfect. The whites aren't showing up. And if you ever want to check for t-shirts, we don't carry deep heather or heather black yet. So, by assigning it to the profile, the SKUs are hidden for those colors automatically. Same with this one, the whites aren't showing up, so perfect. And yes, then I will, now I'll go back, You Matter and Stay Positive. So I did these on page 2. So I will go to You Matter and Stay Positive. I think they're down here. you matter, and stay positive. Perfect. So now I'll do publish. And again, it should go from 173 up to 175. So let's see. But again, like I normally do 5 to 7 at a time. I just did 2 just to quickly show you in a video, just to not make the video too long / tedious. But yeah, so here it should jump from 173 up to 175, and then you'll do the same thing as before, where you'll just quickly check to make sure that the SKUs weren't deleted. So perfect. Jump to 175. They're at the top. You'll do that. You'll edit 2 listings, go to SKUs, and perfect. They're looking good. So, and again, it's just a few other quick examples on white designs. So let's see. So for example, I'm going to show you these 2 designs right here. So I'll edit the 2 listings. So let's see, you know what? So this one I think is going to actually require me to edit it. So, okay. So this is another good example too that I can show you. So you can zoom in and see that, for example, this one here, let's see, I can't zoom in any closer, but if I were to go find this one, I can show you. So this is 35X and 446X. Okay. 35X and 446X. Let's see. 3 peak. 35X. Okay, so for example, if we go up to 35X, you'll see that it has white in the design. Let's see. Actually, that might be. Yeah, so I mean, it has white in the design, but it's pretty much all outlined. So in this case, it would be okay to still keep it on white because of all the outline and whatnot, right? So it'll still show up, it'll still work in my opinion, okay? So back to 35X. So yeah, so I would say that one is okay to not turn white off, okay? But then, for example, this one here, which is 446X, you're going to see that, hey, this is just pretty much solid white for Italian. So Italian won't show up, right? Be on a white shirt because it's pretty much all white, okay? So what I would say, so then what you would do here is if you realize that after you do it, after you push it live, I would just do one at a time. So I do that, then I do edit. And then I would go to variations again, and I would go to visibility, and I would just turn them off. But again, I think it's a lot easier to do it when you're assigned into profile, but this is just kind of something that you can do if need be. Let's see. Too far down. Here we go. So I'll just go ahead and do the same thing, and then. Yep, so it should be off. And then I would do sync updates. And then just same thing. Once they sync, you'll just go to SKU and you will just confirm. But very important, make sure you wait for it to finish syncing, because if you leave before it finishes syncing, then it might create a reading error and it might delete the SKUs. So here it looks like everything, yep, so it worked properly. So you won't worry about it. If you do find deleted SKUs, I have a video that I will show you, or that I will share with you. But anyway, we will be. I'll explain that to you if you find some deleted SKUs. So don't worry about that until you start finding some, and then once you find some, I will explain to you what to do in that case. But yes, let me know if you have any questions on any of this. Thanks.